Right now, as you're watching this, your body is being systematically broken down by the chair you're sitting in. Not because the chair is defective, not because you bought a cheap one, but because it was designed by psychologists and ergonomics researchers to keep you sitting longer than your body was ever meant to sit. And the damage isn't just physical. There is a psychological mechanism at work, one that rewires how productive you feel, how confident you walk, and even how other people perceive you. And it starts the moment you sit down. In this video, I'm going to show you three things. First, the hidden psychological trap built into modern chair design that keeps you glued to your seat. Second, what prolonged sitting is actually doing to your brain, not just your back, and why it's making you mentally slower, more anxious, and less confident. And third, a simple posture reset that takes under 90 seconds and has been shown in peer-reviewed research to measurably shift your mood, hormones, and cognitive performance. Here's what most people don't realize. The modern ergonomic office chair was not designed for your health. It was designed to maximize seated time. In the 1970s, as white-collar work exploded, corporations had a problem. Workers were getting up, stretching, walking around, losing focus. So they commissioned studies to figure out what would keep people seated and productive for longer. The answer was comfort engineering. Designing chairs with just enough lumbar support, just enough cushion, and just enough recline to eliminate the discomfort that your body uses as a signal to get up and move. Your body's natural alarm system, that ache in your hips, that tension in your lower back, is a biological cue. It's your nervous system saying, you were not built to hold this position. The modern office chair was engineered to mute that alarm, and when you silence that signal long enough, your body stops sending it. Sitting is not the problem. Forgetting you're sitting is. Let that land for a second, because that distinction changes everything I'm about to tell you next. Here's where it gets deeply psychological. A 2014 study from the University of California found that people who sat for more than 3 hours continuously showed measurable reductions in hippocampal thickness, the part of your brain responsible for memory and stress regulation. But it goes further than that. Researcher Amy Cuddy at Harvard ran a series of studies on what she called power posing, the way your physical posture directly alters your hormonal profile. When participants held a collapsed, hunched posture, the exact posture your office chair encourages over time, for as little as 2 minutes, their cortisol levels rose and their testosterone levels dropped. You were literally, biochemically, being pushed into a physiological state of submission and stress, not by your workload, not by your boss, by the way you were sitting. And here's the cruel irony. The more stressed you feel, the more you hunch. And the more you hunch, the more stressed your body becomes. It's a feedback loop. And your chair is the machine that keeps it running. So what do you actually do about this? I want to give you something practical, because psychology without application is just trivia. Researchers at Columbia University developed what they call the Body Reset Protocol. And the version I use personally takes 90 seconds and can be done right at your desk. Step 1. Stand up. Feet shoulder-width apart, weight evenly distributed. This alone interrupts the hip flexor compression that builds up after 30+ minutes of sitting. Step 2. Roll your shoulders back and down. Not up. Back and down. And hold that position for 20 seconds. You are literally resetting the anterior tilt your chair creates in your upper spine. Step 3. Take 3 slow diaphragmatic breaths. Breathe into your belly, not your chest. This activates your parasympathetic nervous system and begins reversing the cortisol spike your posture has been feeding. Do this once every hour. Set an alarm if you have to. In a controlled study, participants who performed a similar protocol throughout their workday reported a 21% reduction in perceived stress and showed measurably higher scores on creative problem-solving tasks by end of day. Your chair doesn't get to win by default. I want to tell you something I don't share often. A few years ago, I was working a desk job, 10, sometimes 12 hours a day, and I started noticing something that I couldn't explain. I was getting more anxious, more irritable. My thinking felt foggy even after a full night of sleep. I went to my doctor, I changed my diet, I tried meditating. Nothing worked. It wasn't until I started researching the psychology of environment, how the physical spaces and objects around us quietly shape our mental state, that I found the answer. I was being slowly worn down by something I sat on every single day. The moment I understood the mechanism, I could address it. And that's exactly why I make these videos. Because most of us are walking around being shaped by systems we've never stopped to examine. Your chair is one of those systems, and now you know. If this video made you think, do one thing for me. Share it with one person who spends most of their day at a desk. It might be the most useful thing they see this week. I'll see you there.